Brooklyn Independent Television.
All right, gentlemen. So as far as we're back here, we're discussing the PSAL football season, high school football in general. Also, folks that are in college that are doing well, not doing so well, looking to make moves. As far as Fort Hamilton, they defeated Lincoln 8-6. So we have Brandon Reddish, who may be going to Penn State, hope maybe even Rutgers. But in terms of some of these graduates who are like, let's mention one name, Dominic Easley, who was on Curtis's championship team, about a year ago, right?
Yes.
And now he's at the University of Florida. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but currently things are not working out. From what I heard, he may be coming back home, maybe to Penn State.
And I'm not quite
And you know
sure.
what? And another gentleman, stuff did not work out in Florida also, was another young man that was on the sideline who was part of the Lincoln Rail Splitters basketball team. We all know him, Nyan Boateng, who went from University of Florida, California, was on the Jets, I think he was in camp for a minute. But let's talk about that.
And that's why I said earlier that in making the decision on where Reddick might go, I said I want the parents to be very involved in helping making this decision. Don't let your child make a decision based on the name of the university, because these gentlemen could get lost in these situations. And you got to understand, once you get there, you know, it's different than being home. It's different from being under your high school coach, you know. So that's why I'm hoping that the parents are so much involved in helping them make this decision, you know.
Do you think they should pick schools based on their region? I mean, if you're here in the Northeast, should you maybe attend a Penn State, or should you attend maybe Rutgers, or what is it, Boston College, or going to Florida? I mean, like Dominic Easley, who's currently, from what I gather, is having problems down there.
I think Darren is, what
I mean, should be based on a regional, because
not solely.
I mean, because you get down, listen, you get down to Florida, okay, you're all world beater up here. You get to Florida, you got several world beaters down there, and then you got political action committees. Everybody's giving money here to the school.
True.
My kid wants to play. You know, I gave $2 million to the school last year. We know this goes on, right?
But see, what you're saying,
and I'm coming from New York. My folks ain't got no money to contribute.
But who's going to orientate or educate a parent as to the politics of major college football? You got to be orientated, and I blame some of the coaches, because coaches they start waving the flag to these D1 schools and all. That sounds great, but when you go to that school, they got 5 guys like you.
True.
They got 6 guys like you, and you're right. A guy from Brooklyn, New York, going to Tallahassee, Florida, or whatever.
Not that he can't play, but politically, he's behind the 8 ball.
No question.
Let's face it, right?
No question.
Politically,
yeah.
But also, you want to make sure that you can compete off the field.
Right.
You know, you got to make sure you can
classroom.
compete. Oh yeah,
Right.
you got to make sure you can compete off the field. You just don't want to go somewhere, you know, just for namesake or because the coach is saying to you, you know, here, come here. But you got to take some time and really think about that. It's a big decision for a young man when you're leaving high school and you're trying to decide where you're going to go and play your football career.
Because it's all sales, right? It's all a sales job, right?
But it's not an exact science. What I mean by that is, it's like picking a date or picking a wife. It's something you got to experience. You ain't going to know if you got the right one until a year or two later.
It's all a gamble, because if you get married, right, everyone's selling themselves. Everyone's on stage up to that point. Everyone, you know, you tell your wife, your potential wife, hey, I could do this for you. I can rock your world. I'll be able to do this, do that. And then stuff goes awry, right?
Then you got to ask the kid. I mean, what is it that you really want to do?
Right.
Why are you choosing this school?
Right.
You know, what's your future? And I think that most coaches, parents, they should make sure that their kid understand that, hey, look, the most important thing is that you go and get your degree. Okay? There's only 1,700 players in the NFL. All right? Small number. So these kids chase this dream.
But here we are. And I think parents are hypocritical in this perspective. As a young man, young woman, you tell your kid, hey, you could be anything when you grow up. You could be anything. And then as he gets to high school, forget that. And we do that.
No, you don't tell him forget it.
I mean, but if he wants to go pro, if he has aspirations, even though he may or may not make it, we say, you know what? Just get a job.
I'm going to share something with you really quickly.
Okay.
There's a kid I know that we all know here that's from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. He graduated from a Brooklyn school, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. He went to a college. He's a projected 2nd, 3rd, 4th round pick.
Who is he?
I can't name it. But right now, you know what he's going through? Every agent is calling him, wanting to take him out, want to take him to the Knicks game, to take him to the Sixers, wherever, okay? And he's a little overwhelmed by it.
By the way, he went to Hampton. He's going to Hampton.
And he
right
just
now.
don't, no, I ain't saying that. But the point I'm trying to make is the industry itself is large,
Right.
and you really just a number. You have to learn how to utilize the industry to make it work for you.
True.
You need a 17-year-old boy may not be able to really make a good decision like that.
Right.
You need good people around him to help guide him. See, when I go in a household and a mother tell me that a 13-year-old kid's going to, that's problems.
Right.
Because he's 13.
But the kids
He
are
can't
being,
see his
but
life
the
when he's
kids
20.
are being recruited down to the high schools, right? The coaches are showing up at some of these places.
No, they are, but I'm
and
saying
they-
who
and
opens the door for them, though,
And
Mike?
they're on the sidelines at some of your games at AYF.
I know what goes
right.
on.
You know,
I'm not
and so-
disagreeing with you.
I mean, so it starts then.
But I'm talking about what I'm really getting to, it gets to parenting.
Right.
You know, if you knock
And-
on the door, who opens it for
but
you?
the parents sees dollar signs still. He said, "Man, this is my ticket out the hood."
That's true. But look,
Right?
look at the Cam Newton situation. I mean,
know.
listen, I don't want to get, we could go off.
I
But
know. Okay.
The point I'm trying to make to you is if you got a child, 15 for whatever, somebody has to be around them that can guide.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
True.
If the boy 15 years old guiding his future, that's a problem.
Right.
He's going to be exploited eventually.
Right. But if the parents are doing it, exploiting also, right? In some cases.
Well, then they ain't no
Well,
better.
that's because the parents have to be taught. Because on both hands, I could probably count in New York City football how many kids are really D1 football players.
Okay. How many?
This season,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
4, maybe 5,
All right.
maybe.
Okay.
And see, that's what you got to understand. And these kids, they see college games, they see the players, they think it's like they're big fish. They're small fish in a big pond right now.
Right.
But then when you get there and you look at the size, you go and look at the size of a real D1 football player.
Right.
And Chris could tell you, I could tell you whether you're going to be a D1 player or not. Yeah. Not to say that you may not have we've been around so much talent, whether it's Mobetta, whether it's Fort Hamilton, whether it's Canarsie, whether it's Sheepshead Bay, whether it's boys and girls. But you got to understand that you got to find the right fit.
Right.
You got to find the right fit.
But it's all a gamble. You better off going to Atlantic City and playing the lotto, right?
Well-
because you get there, the coach may leave. I mean, that happens, right? And one coach is leaving already, right? Urban Meyer's leaving. Dominic Easley's down there now. We don't know what the heck he's going to do. Some folks allegedly are saying.
But Michael, what we talking about, it's a business.
Right, true.
Okay.
But the kid doesn't see it, the parent doesn't.
Cam Newton, for all the talk and
Right.
all the stuff, how much is
$100,000.
he worth to his university? His university is going to play in a game that's going to get them a $20 million check.
So $100,000 is
Okay,
nothing.
so
We talked about that at Tuesday.
I'm just what I'm trying to say is that the players, quote unquote, student athletes, they're commodities.
Right.
Okay, everybody's making money.
Interchangeable parts,
The coach
right?
is getting $5 or $6 million a year. The networks are getting what they got to get. The bowl people are getting what they got to get. The only ones not getting anything is the guys.
He's
under the
getting
homeless.
education, Chris.
So they say. Okay.
All right.
And you know what? I don't like when people say, "Oh, you're getting a free education." You know, you're not. You earn it.
Right.
You earn it.
Because every year that scholarship is renewed.
And that
too, right?
$100,000 that you might be getting mounts up to what? That's nothing to them.
Mike, I don't want to get into a political conversation, but it's capitalism at its best.
Right.
And everybody's a capitalist. And then when it gets to the players, it stops. You can't. They can't be yet.
Right.
Meanwhile, how many jerseys, Reggie Bush jerseys at USC sell?
Right.
How much, when Tony Dorsett was at the University of Pittsburgh, I never forget this. I heard somebody in the administration said the enrollment went up like 18%. Everybody makes money.
So it's nonprofit for profit.
It's a business.
All right.
Right.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we are out of time. I know we got a
business.
little heated here, but
It's a
you know,
business.
It's all. See you guys around. I know, especially next football season and throughout the year. Right?
I want to say you do a good job. You know, I appreciate being here.
Excellent job. And you know, the biggest thing was at the end of the game, one of the kids was it number 8? What was the kid name?
That's Stroud.
Oh man, they love Mike.
They like the wings.
They got to be at Buffalo Wild the whole time.
Listen, I'm not giving out wings. Listen, we're out of time. It's another subject. We're out of time. That's a wrap up for us here. Take care and happy holidays. Bye.
Download this program's podcast on iTunes. Keywords Brooklyn Independent Television.